Well, good morning and welcome to 2018. Happy New Year to you. So I just have a few questions for you this morning. I want you to contemplate. The first of which is, what is your vision for 2018? Have you taken time to write it down? Over the next few weeks, I'm going to explain a little bit more about what my vision is. I actually have a few for various areas that I believe firmly that I'm called to serve in. I'm going to take some time to break those down, but one target audience that I'm greatly concerned with are sons of single moms all over the world. And when I say sons of single mothers, I understand, because I grew up as the only son of a single mom, what it means to not have a fatherly influence in your life. And I believe after having raised my 4 kids, their youngest one is 19 now. I know I've still got time left to influence them, but I also see the opportunity and the need to impact young people all over the world. There are young 20-somethings and 30-somethings on different continents, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Brazil, in Cuba, who don't have the kind of relationship with their father that they would like to have, where they can just send a Snapchat or send a Facebook message and say, "Dad, I got a question about this." I have young people like Nelson and Stefan and others on various continents and across the United States who send me messages and say, "Hey, I'm just curious about this. How would you handle this? What would you do in this situation?" And I am both honored and humbled to have the opportunity to speak into their lives. I believe that is a part of my calling. And as I develop my vision more extensively around that, I will have to answer some of the same questions that I've left for you on the screen. Who else has to be involved for this vision to be carried out? What new things will I need to learn? What new things will you need to learn in 2018 to carry out the vision that you've been called to? What will you have to grow and stretch and develop into that you are not yet operating in? What comfort bubble do you live in right now? Maybe you've even reached the place where everything in your life is okay. There's no major stress and strains. Financially, everything is on par. It's all good. And yet what you're called to, what you're made for, what you're capable of, what won't happen in this world if you don't do it, demands that you stretch outside of your comfort bubble and do something new, something bigger. Since 2012, I've provided curriculums, mentoring programs for public schools. I've already got some meetings set up for this year where we will sit down and talk face-to-face with various school administrators about how we can bring the attitude hack and learn to roar into high schools and colleges to equip young leaders, especially young leaders who need mentorship, who need an ongoing training program, not just a one-day rah-rah meeting, but something substantial that can impact their life for a lifetime. That takes me a little out of my comfort zone, but I'm compelled enough to see the results, to see what it looks like when it's accomplished, to get out of my comfort zone and get busy doing it. And I'm asking you the same question about your comfort zones. Are you compelled enough to see the vision accomplished? Can you see it in its finality or even at its next level so brightly, so clearly, so compassionately that you can also see what happens if you don't do what you're called to do? If you don't live out your vision, who's impacted? How would their life be different if you did nothing? How will their life be different if you do everything you're called to do? If you step up to the plate and you swing with all your might and you strike out, is there a chance that your effort and your passion would inspire others to do what you've done? Even if you don't get the home run, even if you don't get on base, even if you don't score, Will your effort have moved enough other people to gain momentum? See, I don't think Martin Luther King Jr. set out with a goal of assassination. I don't think that was anywhere in his journal. Nothing in his timeline said, hey, I'm going to go out and get myself killed. That'll be my greatest accomplishment. I don't think that was it. But I can tell you, as we look back now some 50 years later, that what he started has not stopped. What he set his hands to still carries on. You may not be able to finish. You may not see the end picture. You may just finish the corners of the puzzle, but at least you've given an outline for someone else to put the picture in. If your only purpose in this life is to finish the outline, are you okay with that? If you never get the grand stage, if you never get all the recognition, if you never get the multi-million-dollar bank account, but you've done what you were here to do, are you okay with that? Is that outside your comfort bubble? See, until you realize that the big picture is bigger than you, it's going to require more people than you to accomplish. It's going to take more effort than you have to exert. Until you're willing to realize it's not about you. But to be driven by your purpose is to be driven by something grander than you. Something that will get all the recognition, then it may not be you. Something that in the end, when it's accomplished, will impact and influence more lives than you could ever touch on your own. I may not ever be known by anybody outside of my circles, but I might influence someone who becomes world-renowned. Have I been faithful to the stewardship of the influence in their life that I've been called to? Because sometimes that's a greater assignment than the spotlight. As you move into 2018 and you set your goals and you establish your vision and you make it known to the people around you, I want to challenge you and encourage you at the same time. Understand that the vision that you've been given, the goals that you have established to bring that vision into fruition, the steps that you will take along the way, all of those pieces may come together as pieces of a jigsaw puzzle where your only obligation, your only expectation is to finish the corners. But if it is, focus on finishing the corners to the best of your ability. Excellence, not perfection. And don't throw a fit because the whole picture isn't your job. Don't allow others to discourage you because the whole picture isn't your job. Don't allow yourself to discourage you if the whole picture isn't your job. But if the whole picture is your job, you better start assembling a team and get busy because time is getting shorter and shorter by the day. The number of days we have left with freedom to communicate at the levels that we do, they're diminishing. The number of days we have left to worship freely, they're diminishing. And if we don't get busy doing what we're here to do, we're going to run out of time. It's just as plain as I know how to say it. So take those questions that are on the screen, write them out on a piece of paper, and then write out next to them how you intend to address them through 2018. I'd love to see your comments below on what is the comfort bubble that you're operating in right now that you're going to have to break out of to take your vision to the next level. Nelson, Stefan, you guys, I want to see that you're actually taking action on some of these coaching items. Invest. Blessing Obat, I want to see that you're taking action on these things. Invest yourself. Answer these questions. Put them in the comments. Let me know that you're actually doing what you're being challenged to do. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm J Loren Norris, and you've been watching Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.